Hi guys, and welcome to a fall episode of today's task. For today's task, I'm going to be showing you how to caulk and seal a window. This window has a seal that's underneath. I think water is starting to get through just a little bit on the sides, and we want to fix that. So first step on caulking any surface, make sure it's clean and dust free. The next step is grab a rag and wipe it down. Make sure it's cleaned off. I'm kind of using a dry rag just to kind of get the dust gone as best we can. Break it loose, we'll blow it off one more time. This is a spot where water could pool up on this cement and then come over into here. It doesn't really happen too much because we do have a good slope in the cement, but it can, and where water can go, it will go. Water is the dirtiest little son of a gun that will creep into your house and you won't know it until it's too late. Now with our damp rag, we really want to wipe this down. And the wipe down on the vinyl is not the part I'm the most concerned about, although you need to wipe that down. That's the easy part to clean. It's the cement. It holds on to dirt and grime, and it's not an even surface, but it will come clean if you scrub it just a little bit. So I am using a microfiber rag to kind of get in it and get at it for just a little bit. This little bit of prep work goes a long way when it comes to caulking. That could be brown, that could be blue, that could be sky. Okay, we have gotten all of our window cleaned and prepped, and it is still drying. And I'm gonna give this a few minutes to dry, and then we'll have a perfect bonding surface for our caulking. This is completely clean and dry, and this area is prepped as good as we're gonna get it. And it really is gonna be an okay surface for us to caulk and seal and really make it so the water is not penetrating this anymore. The question is now, what kind of caulking do we use? There are a lot of sealant caulkings out there. You want one that is going to be very durable, very weatherproof, and that can handle a lot of sun, especially in this area, and one that really can handle temperature swings from heat to ice cold temperatures. We have some very big temperature swings here in Logan. The brand I like is Quad. Now, I wish these guys were sponsoring this video, but they're not. But this is the brand I like. This is an oil-based, which is why it can handle such rigid temperatures. You can actually use this, apply it at like 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty freaking cold. That's below freezing, and it can handle that. The one caveat to this particular brand is it cannot be tooled. You do not take your finger and run it out when you're done. How this goes on is how it stays, because it's just so tacky, so strong, so durable, and so kind of thick, really. I mean, this stuff is thick stuff. So it's not toolable, which that's not a problem. We just lay it on the best we can. So there's a few things I recommend you use when it comes to caulking. One is a good gun. This is a higher end gun. It's not the most expensive out there, but it is not those cheap like $3 or $4.99 piles of junk that you find. Those will get you by, but they really just don't allow you to have good control. I will leave a link for this gun, for the Quad, and also for a razor knife, which you do need when it comes to doing this, down in the description down below. Because I know I'm gonna be filling some pretty big gaps, I wanna cut this as big as possible. And a caulking tip is always, always, always cut with a very sharp knife. This is a brand new blade. It is very sharp because the cut you get on this determines the best looking outcome for your caulking later on. That's a pretty fat hole. That is a very, very big caulking opening, but there's no burrs on it. It's clean, and this is the size that I want. And there's actually a gauge on the side of some caulkings, like this one, that'll tell you the inch or really half-inch size and down of opening you're gonna have, or bead of caulking that you're gonna have with it. You wanna keep paper towels nearby for this product because this is not a very easy cleanup product. Once you start spilling it everywhere, it makes a disaster of a mess. It doesn't come up that well, which shows how good of a bond it will make for your seal joints, but because of that, it makes a absolute mess that's not very easy to clean up while you're doing the job. So be very delicate, take your time, and let's get started. I wanna start in this corner because I'm comfortable pulling back this way. That's just kind of my coordination with it. If you're comfortable the other way, do it the other way. Don't get halfway into it and realize you're going about it the wrong way. Kind of look at how you wanna approach it beforehand, because that makes a whole lot of difference later on. We're gonna go all the way into this corner. I'm gonna push it back into there as far as I can and slowly move it. And the whole time, I really wanna keep pressure on this vinyl piece and on the concrete. You need to keep that nozzle down there. If you get these little bumps, don't worry about it. It doesn't have to look silky smooth. We're not putting this in a countertop or anything like that. We are waterproofing this window. And move slow if you want to. Don't try to rush it and get in a ridiculous speed. Just put this bead to there and make it seal. So this spot right here, I can see my nozzle actually sinks down in because the gap is so big. So I'm gonna kind of turn it and see if I can cover both sides, feel that gap, and then rotate back to how I was doing it before. I know right now I'm gonna change my trajectory with this. So I'm gonna pull it down from that end where I finished, wipe the tip clean, absolutely clean in between every time you pull that off, because that gives you a fresh start the next time. And now we'll work our way down this. And this may require 2 beads. We may have to do one here and one into the next one. We'll see how wide we can make this really stack into here. And this quad can actually make some very, very fat beads, which is excellent for window spaces like this that are just huge. There's a couple spots I want to go back up over. And that's okay, it'll bond to itself if you kind of push it back in a little bit. That's okay. I'm gonna wipe my nozzle clean and I'm gonna try and get this last little gap because I just didn't want to bring a string line anywhere. That's a pretty big gap. But I bet that'll stay watertight now. This stuff is so invincible. I think I like pulling it from down. It falls a little easier than I think it does. Let's get a big bead in here. And I'm okay with using a 1.5 tubes on this thing. As much as we absolutely need, doesn't bother me. I'm gonna be pretty liberal with it. We're gonna work our way back up. One more down. Kind of float it just a little bit. Get that full. Okay. Oh, it's got a stringer. We don't want that, but you guys, that is a wonderful bead and seal along there. And I will go ahead and finish that top one as well when I get another tube, because I just ran out. You guys, hopefully you've learned something about how to seal a window on the outside. Now, most windows, when they're brand new or custom fit to a dimension, you don't have that big of a gap like this one does, but I didn't install this window. I didn't buy this window. I'm just kind of cleaning up the work of the last guy in front of me, and I'm sure somebody will come along and probably say, I'm cleaning up Joel Holine's work. So if you've got a window or something, even just a door jamb or something, any exterior entrance to your house that you're a little concerned about, go get some quad. They do sell it in colors and stuff like that, so pick the color that will match the best, and get that opening or crevice sealed up and airtight and watertight for this winter that's coming up. I will link all of the tools that I used in the description down below. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and be ready for next week's video. We are going to be showing you the finish of our driveway, which started 3 weeks ago, and you don't want to miss out on that. Until then, we'll see you guys. Hi guys, and welcome to a fall version. It's not a version. Hi guys, and welcome. Oh, camera just moved. All right. Oh, my nose. We want to wipe these stupid cars off. How dare they use the roads nearby me? I know some people are thinking, okay, I don't know what you're thinking. That's an assumption. Okay, because we are doing the one caveat to this particular brand, the one downside to this stuff, that plane is really ridiculous.